I just to give you some background onto what I'm about to say, I was listening to Ben Shapiro the other day, and just randomly. All right. Well, actually,
you should.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, of course not. But I was listening to what he was saying for the student loan debate and whether we should cancel it or not. And obviously, being who he is, he wanted to cancel it. But he also mentioned some very specific things. So
Wait, he wanted to cancel.
no,
he
student
didn't
loan?
want it.
he wanted
he
to cancel.
didn't.
He wanted to didn't want to cancel.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you did. You
Okay,
misspoke. I was
I'm-
like, what?
I was
I'm
like,
so
he did?
confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben?
No, okay. I'm
Way to
tripping.
go.
I'm tripping up a little bit. So, but he mentioned something very interesting. So, according to Shapiro, people with humanity and other nonsense degrees, as he so claims.
Oh.
So, I
Women's
mean, what
studies. You said
queer
that, huh?
queer dance theory, yeah, are
That's
not.
not funny, but yeah.
And you
when
touch
he
on-
says it.
Okay, but you touched on this in one of your answers to my questions, or a little bit earlier in this episode, is that some degrees are not useful in the job market.
No.
Some degrees in the university are not useful. Okay, so my question to you guys, everybody, and anybody could respond to this: are our institutions factories for activists, or do they give us real life marketable skills?
They are neither.
Yeah.
Are they in between?
No. Can I start off with this answer?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course you can.
Activist in what sense?
Activists meaning
For social change.
social change.
Yes. I think higher education institutions think that they're in the business of creating like individuals that will stand up for change. But I think social media has done that more effectively
It's
than
exacerbated
Yeah.
a little bit more.
No, it is the cause for these individuals to go out in the streets and protest.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting point because I saw this movie called The Social Dilemma. I'm not sure if you guys have heard
I
of it.
love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But it definitely has widened the disparity between conservatives and liberals,
Yeah.
and it's just becoming a lot worse. Like if you're literally creating this filter for yourself where you're not like, accepting any like opposing ideologies, like opposing information that and so in
Yeah.
that sense, like you see something that you disagree with, there's some
Can
cognitive
I-
dissonance going on.
Can I make another point too on why universities
Sure.
aren't necessarily creating people for the job market or for activism is because a lot of the education now, especially with the Rona, is because we don't pay attention. We don't take our college courses seriously.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't.
Like,
no.
have you guys met somebody that is like super devoted to that discipline? I
Very
have
few.
not, or very few, right?
Like experts in science,
Yes, but
technology.
At our level, as we are bachelor students, hasn't that not gotten like into your mind? Like, we are supposed to be experts in this discipline, and
Well,
we're
actually,
not.
Yeah, I can
no,
add
I
to
don't
that.
think though. Wait, can I just really
Wait.
quickly
Go
touch
for
upon
it.
the activism?
Actually, before that, Deanna, I want to say something for the record. You are conservative, Republican. That's you're more right leaning than the other guests here on the show.
Yeah.
And Frank does not like to subscribe to any ideology. At least he does not like to state that.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume, but Deanna is more
Well,
left leaning than
what
anything.
wait,
left
what are
leaning,
you,
but I don't like to
left-leaning?
ascribe
No,
to
no,
anything.
it's not that simple.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
I
honestly.
can't just identify as left. We gotta.
Can
look
we
at it.
establish one truth here at this table?
Okay.
I think we're all
Sexy.
looking. Yeah. First of all, yeah, we're all really sexy.
Oh,
Oh,
me.
I heard sexist. I'm like, I'm not
I am
sexist.
not.
Not.
Then, secondly, and I think
Do you guys
we-
want to take off our clothes? You're like, I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
this is
we
not the
don't.
type of
Just
party.
kidding.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Wrong
right.
podcast.
I'm just kidding. Because we're all sexy, right? I'm kidding. All right. I get off topic.
With clothes on only.
I'm just kidding. I'm Mormon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just kidding.
Oh,
All right, so
Mormon.
what's the truth?
More men. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you.
no, wait, you need to cut that out, bro. That's
Okay.
gonna offend somebody.
Okay.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
Ryan's
it's not even
afraid of
true.
that.
I mean, they have
I'm-
less men actually. Because
I'm-
one husband.
I am so triggered right now.
Oh
You guys.
my god!
Yo,
more men.
Okay.
I'm trying to say
Okay.
something,
Okay.
bro.
Okay. Deanna, what's your
we-
truth? What's the truth that you want to establish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cut that out.
The truth that I want to establish is that I think, yes, we could all disclose what we are politically, but at the end of the day, I think if we were to face like a very hard decision, like me, I wasn't like when the whole Black Lives Matter movement occurred, and a lot of Republicans were like scam, like all this different
Yeah.
type of rhetoric.
Their
I-
rhetoric was disgusting.
It was truly. As a Republican, I saw myself and I said, no, this man died.
Yeah.
And I think at this table, the point that I'm trying to make is that we share, even though we disagree in policy, in the avenues in which we will garner that, I think we really agree, like, the central issues of our country and those people that are being affected. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you know that there's a problem. And I think the avenues in which they try to, like, solve those problems are just different. So I think like
Right.
at this table we're more of like truth seekers, we're more
Yeah.
of like defenders and advocates of like things that are just, I don't want to say like unfair, but things that are just wrong.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
unjust.
Yeah, unjust.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off, D.
Oh, no.
What were you gonna say?
You're fine. Okay, no, piggybacking off of your question and what she has been saying regarding activism in schools, the schools aren't the ones who started that activism. If
Mhm.
we look at the history of the people and the students in the, your static thing.
Okay. It'll just.
We just have to wait it out.
Oh, okay. So, train of thought. Okay, so jumping off of what she had said regarding piggyback, or sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Activism in schools. It didn't start by the schools. The schools are the ones who are barely catching up. So schools aren't breeding activists. The reason
that's
we
true.
have activism in school is because people collectively came together and said, what we don't like this, so we want to do something about it. So they started forming groups, whether it be clubs and so forth, and that's how it started. The reason we have so much activism is because the students were tired of being treated a certain way, or they wanted to see, it depends. Like, honestly, I know the history of the California Dream Network, and basically there were high school students and docu folks who wanted to pursue a higher education and saw that the system was not helping them. And so what did they do? They formed a coalition. They started, going together, started different clubs in different schools at their respective universities where they went to, and that's how they started doing so much to try to help the community. And that's how a lot of stories start, a lot of different activism regarding whatever it is that you're advocating for. These things were started by the students, not the universities.
Right.
The universities are barely catching up when it comes to curriculum. They're like, okay, we see that the students are really into this, so maybe we should change it up a bit and actually talk about these things. And as Deanna said, social media has helped so much. And so because of that, now they're like, okay, we should kind of focus on this now because it's actually relevant, which is good. But it all started with the students, and that's one thing that I will always, give them props for. And I'm so thankful that they did, because of all of the work that these past students have done, we at least have more, I appreciate everything they've done for me, because as an docu folk, they were able to pass so many things that have helped me now and all of us.
I mean, of course, it's a free market, School's a business, and they're gonna
Yeah.
freaking open up classes that that promote activism and stuff
But
like
see,
that.
the students are the ones who advocated
Yeah,
for
that's what
those
I'm saying.
classes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
all goes back to the students.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right with the fact that universities aren't teaching activism. They're like English and poli-sci classes. They're more so having a discussion about it, or just at neoliberal and neoconservative policies, and just teaching those concepts. So it's not that professors are actively going out of their way to make you socially aware. It's more clubs, and that's just definitely been my experience with it. So but yeah, there's so much to get into, and